Can I stop it? Otherwise I'm putting you in your own bed.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's where, yeah.
We've got everyone. So tonight we've got Pua doing our training. For those of you who don't know, she is Australia's most recent superstar director.
Woo!
And to give you some context in that, the last superstar directors was us. That was a while ago.
2017.
There you go, 2017. We haven't had one for a while, so it's a huge, huge, huge achievement. I think company-wide there's maybe
300?
300, I was going to say 250, but 300 in the whole of the world. So huge, huge deal. There's six now in Australia. So big achievement. Congratulations, Pua and Murph. Massive effort. Pua is going to train us tonight on what to do with when you recruit someone, how to help your new consultants get started, and kind of best practices around that. She gets, apparently Cinder's telling me she has people not in your team or not under you asking you to help them get started, giving them tips and stuff. So we thought we'd get you on to give us all of your secrets, because obviously you have a few, to help us get all of our people going. So no pressure, but it better be amazing. I'm going to make you the host. So you are now the host, and you can mute people if you feel like it.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. I've never had to do training via a Zoom. Maybe just a one-on-one as a one-off. So you're going to have to bear with me while I try and share my screen first, and then I will talk your guys' ears off. And someone's not on mute. Who am I putting on mute? Oh, here. Share screen. Oh. Share. Oh my gosh, where's everyone gone to? Okay, can someone just nod to see if they can see my screen?
Yep. Can't see my head, but yep.
Oi.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Hello and welcome. For those that don't, as Cindy, as Andrew said, my name is Pua Fatawa'i. I reside in Brisbane, and we are superstar directors. I mean, I am. Mephi's not here. For Marvel Scent Family. You know what? Don't laugh. Oh my gosh. Wait, I have to put this. I have to make this thing bigger. Oh, far out. Okay. How do I just go like this? What am I doing? Okay. So did that cover the whole screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yay. Okay. When Cindy asked me to do this training, I'm just going to give you guys a little story. When she asked me to do this training, I'm not even going to lie. I said to her, I don't actually have a system. I've got no structure. Like I do, but I don't. And I said to her, my training is probably going to go for 5 minutes. So, and then she said, well, you must be doing something right, because, and I said, okay, well, I actually don't mind sharing with you guys how I do it. I'm all about being simple. I'm not tech savvy. And believe it or not, so I did, I started doing a PowerPoint presentation when Cindy asked me, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm going to do it. That's fine. I'm happy to share my tips. Anyways, I did this first slide, and that's it. And you know what? 2 hours before this training, I did my presentation for you guys. So if it doesn't make sense and there is a lot of errors in there, please bear with me, but I'm the kind of person that actually does everything last minute. If I pre-prep something, if I plan ahead of it, it's actually not going to work for me. Like, it's actually going to suck. So I do everything last minute. I'm always rushing to do pretty much everything last minute. But our topic tonight is how to coach your new teamies. Bottom line is, this is something that I say to my leaders, or those who, once they hit the level, once they hit the title of a lead consultant, you are a leader. You have sponsored one person or two people. Once you hit the lead consultant, you are a leader. So you pretty much can start coaching your team as soon as you get a teamie. Anyways, I always say, don't overcomplicate things. Do what works for you and your business. And for me, people that do know me, they probably think my stuff is so complicated. I'm not going to lie. My rapping may look complicated, but I'm telling you now, the way I do things is simple. Honestly, I'm the kind of person that I can't understand complicated things. My brain works a funny way, and all my girls that I have actually sponsored, they know this. And I've let them know, and I'm like, just letting you know, like, if I talk to you in a funny language, like, don't get offended, or don't look at me funny. Just if you would say, I would try and use like simple form, because sometimes, not only that, I talk too fast. It's not because I'm nervous or anything. It's just me. So how to coach your new teamies? Do not complicate things. Do what works for you and your business. Okay. And just to apologize in advance, if you see me sniffling and coughing, I'm so sorry. I'm actually pretty much getting over my cold. I have to move this over here because I can't see what I'm reading. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so important tips as you get started. I think I did I think I did my things in the wrong order. Okay, well, it should have been this one first. Okay, well, this is the second slide. The other one had to be the next one. So as soon as I get an email from someone that they have joined, whether they have joined me or they have joined my downline, even everyone else, once they become directors and stuff, or however far down I do get the emails, I actually jump on straight away. I'm not even kidding. I've even done it like after midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, like 5 a.m. in the morning. I get an email, and I'm not even, this is what I do. I go to their Facebook page and I send them a quick message. I'm like, hey sis, how are you? Congratulations on your new teamie. And then they're like, oh, I didn't know that. And then I wait for their welcome post, add them to our team page, and then this on the left-hand or right-hand corner is something that I go now and add the new teamie on Facebook, whether they accept me or not. Half of the time, everyone's accepted me, and some don't, which is okay. And this is something that I send them. I send them this personal message. If you guys can read it, you guys can screenshot as well. And honestly, you guys can actually copy this. For those that are, have one teamie, like are now leaders who basically have a team, screenshot this and you can pretty much copy it. Just, you'd need to change the first paragraph, but this is what I send them. So a little welcome, a little introduction about me and my boys, as you guys can read, and then I just tell them what my job is, or what my role is, and then the 6 important tips for them to get started. For me personally, as it says there, it says nothing heart more when a stranger welcomes you to their family. So I'm all about making people feel welcomed and loved. And if you don't love me back, like I know you will, and not only that, you have the power to make someone and welcome that is or new to them. And I'm not even kidding. Like the word I'm scared or it's scary is normal. Like that's totally normal. It's reality. It's okay to be scared. And don't forget to say hello and welcome. So this, if you guys don't get to screenshot this, I can send it anyway, but it's recorded. So I'll go back to here. And then as I was saying about the important tips as you get started, every new teamie that I sponsor, I always encourage them to read these 6 steps. I always say to them that if you actually start off on the right foot, I promise you, you will find your feet easily. So step 1, first things first checklist on your website. Step 2, announce to everyone that you are, I have to put someone on mute. Who's not on mute? Okay. Announce to everyone that you are now a Scentsy consultant. Don't actually wait for your kit. If you have never bought Scentsy before, never tried it, because I actually have had teamies that have joined and they're like, I've never tried Scentsy before. And I'm like, you know what? Do you live near me, or tell me where you live, or I'll figure it out, because I've got your details. And I'm going to hook you up with someone that's near you, and you can go and get some stuff off them while you wait for your kit. When you join Scentsy, I always encourage my girls to launch their business. Just even though we don't have a shop front, it's still a business. You need to treat it like how there's a new coffee shop on the block. Like, you need to treat it like that. It's exactly like that, because people won't know. People won't know that you're the newest consultant on the block. Like, even your neighbor might not know, and you guys have been neighbors for like however long. So make sure you announce your business. Number 3, make a list of 100. Invite them to your launch and send them a personal message. When I first joined, I did a list of 20. A year ago, I went to 30. So my tips here, I was like a bit of a hypocrite only to this, to number 3. And it wasn't until January, my list of 100 is now gone to like, I think it's 150. And I was just writing random names. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, my list of 100 is just random names of people that may be interested in joining Scentsy, may want to buy Scentsy. I don't really know what my list of 100 is. So don't be like me, but and start your list of 100 off with 20 and then leave it for a year later or 2 years and still have nothing. Don't be like me. Set a goal. Number 4, set a goal and reach shooting star in your first 15 days. So important. When I first read this, I'm not even kidding, I said to my husband, how in the world am I going to do that? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I joined up because I wanted my own website, and that's it. Like, how am I going to sell Scentsy to people to make 500 PRV in the first 15 days? That was scary for me. And for newbies, I get it. I know it's scary. It's scary, because I was once there. And you know what? 11 days in, I hit my shooting star. Number 5, never too early to start sponsoring. Ask people to join your team. Okay, there's another one that I'm like a bit of a, who's not on mute? I'm a bit like, for those that know me and my story, I'm petrified to ask people to join my team. And not only that, I am fussy with who joins my team. But a lot of newbies have actually asked me, like, when can I start sponsoring? Like, and some of them actually think that they can't start sponsoring until they have hit like the first 15 days or they've hit the first 70 days of their business. No, as soon as you join, and if you have someone that joins the same day as you, well done and congratulations. You guys can do this business or go on this venture together. Number 6, make a plan to get your first promotion and pay rise. Amazing. It is so important. For me, when I got my starter kit, and you know the quick start guide thing, I still have mine somewhere. The first thing I looked at, I didn't actually look at Shooting Star. I didn't look at the Sensational Start stuff. I was looking at the to get certified. Like I wanted that more. I don't know why. Like to this day, I don't know why. But I'm glad I did give Shooting Star and all the other sensational levels a go, because I thought I did amazing, and it actually helped with finding my feet and starting my business off on the right feet, really. What's the next one? Oh, see, my things are around the wrong way. Oh my gosh. Okay. Make sure your new teamie does their homework. It is so important they do their homework. I'm not even kidding. So as soon as someone joins my team, I send them that welcome thing, and then I'm not even kidding. Like if they don't complete their first checklist, that doesn't even make sense. Your Sensi language and the workstation will not make sense. And I've said to them, I give them a goal, or I challenge them. If they can get through their homework in the first day or 2, max 3, once they join, only because the workstation and the Sensi language is just not going to make sense to them. Like the only way that you're going to figure it all out first is to start off with your checklist. And not only that, where it says, do not let them tell you that they don't have time or they will do it when they can. Encourage them to do it in their first day of joining or by the 3rd day. Knowledge is power. And a few of my newbies, probably last year, end of year, I won't name them because I didn't actually get to ask them if I can actually share something about them. Maybe I'll tell the story, but I won't mention any names. Knowledge is power, and I'm not even kidding, because once you do your homework, all the questions that you've written down to ask your sponsor that you're not confused about went from a list like this to like this. Because why? Because they did their homework. Encourage them to do their homework, because it helps them. At the end of the day, we're all independent Sensi consultants, and you can only do so much. You can only do so much to encourage them, to motivate them, to push them to do their homework, but it is up to them. Okay, if this next slide is not the right one, sorry guys, remember what I told you is I did this 2 hours before this. Okay, when your new teamie finds their, sorry, I have to move everyone's faces over here. When your new teamie finds their feet, what happens now? Okay, sorry, so remember how I said at the beginning, this is not going to take so long because it is simple. It works for me, and I hope that it encourages you to find your own way of how to coach or mentor your front lines or your new teams. So when your new teamie finds their feet, what happens now? I think I'm missing a slide. Ways that I have tried to keep my frontline accountable or schedule coach calls. Okay, once my newbies join and they've done their homework, they pretty much just excuse me, they pretty much just go do their thing, really. And I always check in with them, like, hey, how are you? I think sometimes it gets to the point where No, I actually do. I say to them, look, I know that you will reach out to me if you need help. Don't worry about me. I'm just checking in. I'm just saying, hey, you can respond if you want. If you don't, that's cool. So what I do once they find their feet, and then I give it a month or so, or within the same month, towards the end of the month, every end of each month, say 2 or 3 days towards the end of each month, this is what I did from the beginning. I contact my frontline to see if anyone needs some coaching via Facebook call or Zoom. I've actually only ever done it once via Zoom, but Facebook, it actually works for me. Some of them like having the one-on-one calls, and I prefer it too, but it's okay. Everyone's different, and some of them prefer to just send goals, and then I just keep them accountable each month. So I message them. I try not to message them every week because I don't want them to feel pressured. My girls know, like, if I'm going to message you randomly throughout the week, remember, I'm just saying hey, or I'm just being annoying, and I'm sure that they think that, which is fine. You can say it to me. I don't get offended. But keeping them accountable is another huge part. Like, after the coach calls, it's so important. Who is not on mute? It is so important that you keep them accountable, because someone's now trying to call me. It's so important for you to keep them accountable, because sometimes some of them can get off track, and I've actually had teamies like that. Like, there was a time where they've sent me the goals. I've now reached out to them 2 weeks into the month, and they're like, oh, I forgot about it. And then you have some that you get in contact with them, and they're like, this is where I am. I've actually smashed past my goals. And then, you know what? I challenge them again. I said, okay, now that you have hit your goal, you do not stop there, because you've got 2 more weeks left of the month. You need to get going. You need to get moving. If they don't have any goals on the spot, or I give them until the next day, I challenge them. I challenge them to what their next goals were that they had set for the next month. They can now start doing it in this month. I just had a light bulb moment, and I was meant to say it because someone tried to call me, and now I forgot what it was. In my coach calls, I like to get not too personal, but I like to share my stories a lot. What has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. And from what I have learned in the past 2 years is, I've heard this word, I'm scared. I've heard this word scary so many times. I'm not even kidding. I've heard it that many times. If I charge them $5 each, man, imagine all the wax bars that I could buy. I said to them, look, I know how you feel. Let it all out. Like, some of our coach calls is to do with Sensi, as well as keeping that momentum, and me trying to motivate them, and them trying to motivate me. I am very open. I am an open book. And I ask questions like, I think I still remember when I asked one of my girls that I sponsored, I said, can I ask you something? Why is it that you want to do Sensi? Like, is Sensi for like just now? Is Sensi like a hobby? Is Sensi like I don't know, is Sensi for the long run? And those are the kind of questions that I ask them, because I'm curious. Only because if I know what their aim is for their business, it helps me to keep them accountable, as well as keeping them accountable, as well as me just knowing what to say, and having that because sometimes I just feel like I could be telling them that they can do this and this is how you do this, but their goal of Sensi is something like their goal for Sensi is just a hobby. Like it's not that my questions and what are the advice that I'll give them would not be of benefit to them. Wait, let me see if I have the next slide. Oh, yeah, this is the next slide. Ways to keep them accountable. So when I first started doing this coaching thing, I actually can't find my book, and I hope I haven't. Oh no, I found it. Wait, I need to show you guys. It's right here. Okay. Zayden's been drawing all over it. Nice. Live your dream. I got it from Kmart 2 years ago. I bought it. I joined May 28th of May 2018. I bought this the 1st of June, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, this is the book that I have written down. I'm not going to show you guys my writing because it's not great. I use this to write down. So what I do is I just put their name down. I put the date. I write the time. But before this, I'm not even kidding, where it says scrap paper. So scrap paper was just my A4 ream paper, the reflex paper. Every time I have a coach call, I'll just get one out of the printer and then I'll just write their name down, write what we were talking about, and so that I can keep them accountable. After that, I just binned it. And I wish I kept them. And then it got to the point where I started using a Word document, and I made a folder on my laptop with each person's name. I started typing up stuff that we were talking about in our coaching. That didn't last long. But I have something else that I'm going to trial, and I hope it actually works. Whether it does or not, like I said from the beginning, you find what works for you. So for me, I started off with scrap paper, and then it went to Word document, and then my coach book is actually this one. It's a Sensi book from one of the events. I did the same thing in this book, like what I did with this book. But because in the last month, I think, excuse me, someone asked me, oh, so how do you keep what you talk to about your in your coach calls to your new teamies? Tomorrow, what is today? Wednesday, Thursday? No, Friday. On Friday, I'm going down to the shops and I'm actually buying, you know, those books that for the kids, 48 pages, I don't know, 50 cents each, $1. I started actually like breaking up my book, and I had like a section for each person, their title, the date, the time. I even wrote the time. And I was like, okay, if this is how I'm going to do it, maybe what I'm going to try now is I'm going to get a book for each person, and I'm going to label it, and that will also help me to help them, will help me to help keep them accountable. So I'm now going to get a book for each of my front lines, and I'm going to put their names on it, and each month that we have a coach call, I'm going to write down all the questions that they ask me and all the answers that they all the answers and questions. And then I said to Murphy, if I'm going to do these books for them, maybe once they hit like director or something, I can give that to them and they can look back on it. It may help them. Like, and then I was looking at Matthew because he was looking at me funny. And I said, do you get what I'm trying to do? Like, I'm trying to, something that, because they probably won't even remember. And of course I'm not going to remember, because all the scrap paper that I was writing the stuff on, I wish I didn't chuck it out, because I wish I could have just kept them all and like stapled them into this book that I was now going to give to them. So that's my new thing that I'm actually trialing out. I've actually started writing all their notes down, coach calls, what we speak about in this book. So I will just now put them in each of their books. And not only that, I've recently, just last month, I made a Facebook group page for my frontline teamies only. So before this, I used to message them individually, and that was like 21 plus frontlines. Back then, when it was like 5, 9, 10, it was okay for me to just message them one by one, and it got to the point where I was like, I can't even keep up. Like, I've just lost them in my PM. So that's what I've done. I've actually made a Facebook group page for my frontlines only. And then in there, I've actually posted what my availability is for the first week of each month, is when I try and do my coach calls. Not everyone, I always try and cater to them, because I get it. You're busy, I'm busy, she's busy, he's busy. So I do aim to try and do all the coach stuff in the first week of the month, because then you've got that whole week to work it. I think I'm actually almost finished. Let me see. Oh, I am finished. And that's pretty much it. Like, I live for simple systems. I'm not tech savvy. I prepared this presentation, like I said before, properly 2 hours before this training. Keep things simple. Do what works for you. And don't assume things. Reach out to your newbies and check in. You can never check in too many times. If they get annoyed, that's on them and not you. And not only that, I don't know if my front lines are on here, but they know me. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm very raw, and I always say to them, though, please, honestly, do not get offended. I say things from my heart. So you either, whether you get offended, that's up to you. But I always remind them, I can teach you, and I'm willing to teach you if you're willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn, I'm sorry, girl, I can't work with you and I can't teach you, because at the end of the day, I can only do so much. I can only say so much, but it's up to each individual to take their own initiative and just go for it. So, any questions? Did you see that bit there next to questions? There better not be any. No. Okay. Well, that's it, and that's really it. There's no secret. Like I said, I don't sugarcoat anything. My girls would know whether you're on my team or not. And like Cindy and Andrew said before, I do coach a few girls from other teams. Like, they're not even part of the GBT team. When they reached out to me, I freaked out. And then I said to Mephi, like, why do they want to ask me? Like, why do they ask their sponsor? Like, why can't they ask their director? Like, I don't have time for them. Like, and then I was like, wait a minute. No, that's okay. That's fine. As long as they're in Sensi, we're a family, and I'm going to help them. So whether you're on my team or not, reach out to me if you need help. I can share all my tips. They're not complicated at all. I promise you that. I'm as simple as they come when it comes to systems. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Does anyone have any questions? Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, I do hope that what I have shared tonight benefits one or two. Who's not on mute?
That's fair.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's it. I hope you guys learned something. I don't know how to stop share. I need to stop it so I can see all you guys' faces. Oh, there you go. Oh, that was really nerve-wracking. Like, I wasn't, you know what? I wasn't nervous to talk to you guys. I was nervous about my presentation and all my spelling errors and things not making sense. But I hope that helps, guys. It's simple. If you guys have any other questions, it's recorded and you guys can watch it later.
Hey, thanks, Pua. Honestly,
That's okay.
I just like had to laugh because you were just like, I don't have a system. I was like, heck, this girl has a system. Really bad. I was just like, I gotta go get books. I gotta go do this. I gotta go do that. You had so many tips. There was a couple of questions, even though you told them there better not be. One was the recent one I saw was from Tim. Do you coach your hobbyists or just the ones wanting to build a business?
What was the question?
Sorry, it's my voice.
Do you coach your hobbyists or just the ones wanting to build a business?
To be honest, at the beginning, I didn't even know the difference. And to this day, I still don't know the difference. I've actually figured it out when I've asked them, like, is Sensi a hobby or like, is this something that you actually want to do part-time or full-time? I don't think I have anyone that does Sensi for a hobby because, do I? No, I don't. They all either do it part-time or full-time. Like, I don't have any people that are in my team that does, or maybe maybe there is, and I've just like loaded the business onto them. I hope not, but I'm sure I would have found out by now. But yeah, no, I don't think there's any people in my team that do it as a hobby. I'm trying to go through the questions. Oh my gosh, there's a lot.
Deb wants to see you rapping.
You're
rapping. I know it's pretty amazing. I've seen
Who wants to see?
Deb Tofa. Is that how you say it? But I reckon you could put one of your time lapses up because you do some really good time lapse on your story.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
This is a coach new teamies call. That wasn't part of the topic. Cindy, why are you laughing? No, okay, fine.
Oh,
Do I have
just
to,
like,
you know what?
No,
Wait, I have to check my schedule, but I won't be able to tell you guys when I can do it. The next time, Memphi's got to unbox the orders and sort them. Then I'll jump on the Livey and the GBT so that everyone can see and do rapping. Is that what they want?
Yeah, your rapping's amazing. Now, don't play it down. Your rapping is amazing, and someone wants to see it. So, no rush. Just when you're doing your next awesome rapping, that would be great.
Hi, Odin.
Hi.
Okay, what's the next question?
I didn't see any others. I think it was just more comments for you.
So everyone is telling you how amazing you are.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Oh, thank you. I don't get that often.
I think that's it. I don't think there's any others. I think they would put them on. Had some. Practice rapping with my sister.
And I'm honestly going to tell you guys if that book system that I'm thinking of, like I've got a vision, but I don't know if my vision is going to work because did you guys see the many other visions I've had? Like the scrap paper and the other book, like it just didn't like, I even stored notes of each of my teamies' names and what we talk about in the coach course in my phone. Doesn't like, I'm a pen to paper kind of person. So yeah, if it doesn't work, I'm going to let you guys know. If it does work, then yeah. Anyone have any other questions? Oh, there's so many there. Oh. Oh, Tam said it's coaching how to rap. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to charge you guys. Like I said, with the amount of times I've heard scary or scared, if I charge my girls $5 each, imagine all the top up of wax bars I'd have. No, can you practice rapping with my phone? I need to know what this rapping is about. What's wrong with my I'm not, oh, okay. I do love rapping and I pretty much basically wrap everything, like everything, and I mean everything. Even hand soaps. You know how you can't wrap hand soaps? Like I could do it the easy way and just put it in the bag, but I wrap them.
I think something that, like, to make everyone aware is you're quite crafty, and I feel like what I've gotten to know you from, like, your stories and stuff is that you quite enjoy doing crafty things with your hands. And so unless that's who you are, being like Pua and doing the way that she does things, which is a great example. Obviously, she's where she is for a reason. But if that's not who you are, you're going to find that really difficult, and you're going
Not
to
fun. It's not that fun if you're not.
Yeah, but if you're
It's not
crafty,
just
you will enjoy watching Pua do that. And you know that she's very crafty. Like, it's very in who she is authentically as a person. Like, that's what I get.
Jenny.
What? Oh, Jenny.
Did you see what Jenny?
No, but she's
I don't know if she's talking about me or she's talking about her.
She always cracks me up.
Throw hands to.
I do love crafty things, but it wasn't something that I don't know if I was born with it or not, but I was raised by my grandmother. So she pretty much taught me how to, like, sew, how to knit at a very young age, like how to, I think by the age of 8, I knew how to sew, I knew how to knit, I knew how to cook. I'm not even kidding. Like, I probably even knew how to mow the lawn. Did you want to say hi?
Sorry to interrupt. I wanted to say hi.
Did you see everyone's faces? Oh, and some people don't have their cameras on. So Auntie Laz is there.
Hi.
You see her?
Unmute me. I have another question.
Yeah.
How do you get your children to have manners like that?
And you were just like, that is the cutest thing.
Nah.
Interrupt.
Not kidding.
I just
I'm not
say that,
kidding.
everyone.
You guys have not spent an hour with my son. Ask Jenny. Who else in here can I ask? He's just very smart. He does have manners, but the brat title takes it all out. Not kidding. Did you want to say something else?
Hi, Zayden.
Hi.
I even had to say to him, oh, don't worry about everyone, their cameras off, because he would have said, how come I can't see people's faces? Okay. Mommy's almost done, and then we can talk. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, Mommy. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Does anyone else have any other questions? I can see a lot of people eating. I'm so hungry. Oh, am I supposed to unmute you guys? You guys can change the...
No, so if everyone's, there's no more questions
we're
coming
done.
through.
I think you need to stop the recording.
Oh yeah, sorry. We always forget that.
Oh my gosh.